Hey guys, what's up? This is Unrested here, and I'm just kind of giving an update on Osoroshii Saturday, which I'd like to apologize. I missed Osoroshii Saturday this past weekend, and I'm kind of at a crossroads with Osoroshii. I'm never going to stop doing it, don't worry, Osoroshii's not going anywhere. But here's the thing I'm starting to see emerge on YouTube. It's very interesting, it's very exciting. And it is true stories being told from Reddit. And this is kind of what urged me on to tell a couple of my own favorite true stories that I knew. But as you kind of notice, you can't tell them all about Japan because you kind of limit yourself with these true scary stories, these encounters, these creepy things that happen on Reddit or Craigslist, etc., etc. You kind of got to go international, and that's kind of where I'm at wit's end with Osoroshii Saturday. You see, I placed it in Asia, of course. That's why I use the word Osoroshii, the Japanese word for scary. But I find at this point it's pretty limiting. It's kind of stopping me from venturing into other realms of scary and horrific and creepy stories that I'd like to tell. My biggest thing is I have a really strong filter for if it's not scary enough, I don't even want to read it. If I don't think it's creepy enough, I don't even want to read it. If it's kind of goofy or I think it's poorly written, I just will filter it out. I just won't even give it a chance. It might be the creepy pasta of the month, and if I think it sucks, I just won't even give it a chance. And that is limiting when it comes to stuff from Asia, and even more limiting when it comes to just only using Japan. So if I go international, if I go worldwide with the things I talk about that are horrific, then I can get into some pretty interesting stuff and still use my filter that hopefully brings only the scariest stuff to you. Now, that's where we get into Osoroshii Saturday. I'm feeling like I should expand it into an international base where I should get into other stuff, but at the same time, then should I still call it Osoroshii Saturday? Is it time to open up Osoroshii Saturday to an international world of scary stories and kind of, I don't want to say end Osoroshii Saturday, but kind of rebirth it as a new show, as something that we can understand as an international scary show. And if I do that, what do I call it? I would again make it probably every Saturday because I feel like that's a really good time slot for me. It leaves my videos spaced out one day apart. I've got Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday that I do a video on. So that's 3 videos a week, 3 times a week, at regular intervals. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about it being scary stories from all over? And I want to also open it up to like horror movies from all over too. I feel like there's a lot of horror that just gets wiped clean under the whole blanket of horror that we have out there. There's a lot of crappy mainstream horror out there that people are like, "Ooh, horror movies aren't scary anymore. Look at that movie Ouija that came out last year." Not a scary movie at all. I mean, it's pretty much like a PG-13 board game filmed. But there is still scary stuff being made. I mean, there's great movies like House at the End of Time, which is, I believe, a movie from South America, if I'm correct. There is the Scopia Effect, which just came out this year. Great, really very interesting take on horror. There was Horsehead that just came out this year. Um, what else? The Honeymoon. That was a pretty creepy little scary story. Or even from Australia. You've got some great stuff out of Australia. For example, you've got what was the one with the ghost in the book? The starts with an H. The oh God, why can't I remember it right now? Anyway, there's a story where they read the book and the kid's family's having some trouble, and the storybook monster becomes like a real life part of their sort of schizophrenic life. The Babadook, the Babadook. There's no H in that. What the hell am I thinking of an H? Um, there was also another good movie from Australia, which not a lot of people watched, about people who have a fetish for overeating, for like obesity. I think it was called like Force Fed. I think it was the name of the movie. That was a crazy, crazy take on horror. So I mean, and all these are getting swept under the rug. People aren't seeing these great horror movies and talking about how the genre's falling apart. Dude Bro Massacre 3, hilarious splatter gore punk type movie. totally funny take on the horror genre while still having some great splatter effects. Um, there's so much we need to get out there and let people know about, and as well as like horror books as well. Not many people I know have read the Edward Lee's City Infernal series, which are an incredible splatterpunk book series on hell. What it would really be like if Satan had created hell and allowed it to mature through the centuries and become a modern world. Um, there is James Rathbone's Into Hell, which is about the journey of a young woman looking after her kid who goes missing at a truck stop, and how, as she ventures into this truck stop, she finds it like leads underground and then just starts getting darker and darker as she descends into all these different levels. It's insane. It's absolutely. And then there's what's his name? Is it Kevin Keane? I want to say it's Kevin Keane, maybe David Keane. His The Rising and City of the Dead, I think, is his second book in that series. There's also Dead Sea, and there was a follow up to that. What was it called? I can't remember. Heimlin's Revenge, I think it was called. And it's his own take on zombies, but in his world, zombies can take over anything, and they are the souls of demons trying to inherit Earth. And as things die, a demon's soul takes over these bodies, and they're fully functional, have totally legit human-like brains that can move around. They continue to rot as they've taken over these bodies, but I mean, it just makes it utterly impossible to survive this apocalypse. And it's just the couple of people who try to survive this actually intelligent zombie apocalypse, and it's just insane, the insanity that they have to go through to try and survive, and how they're like barely at death's edge at every second of the way. Um, there's just so much more. I want to get it out there too, but this is not Japanese based horror stuff. Now, I wouldn't get rid of doing Japanese based horror stuff. I'd still get into stuff like that with recent horror that's come out of here, and stuff I want to make sure that you don't waste your time with, like the new Fatal Frame movie, which was a total crock of shit. It is possibly one of the worst fucking horror movies I've seen in ages. It's seriously like someone slapped together the most lazy piece of shit movie ever. And the people who invested money into it were like, holy crap, this is going to totally suck at the movie theater. Let's slap some kind of title on it that'll sell it. And they said, Fatal Frame, that's cool. It has nothing to do with Fatal Frame. Do not waste a second of your time even looking up that movie. God, what a disappointment. But these are things I want to get out there. This is stuff I want to talk about. I want to talk about horror, the psychology of horror. I want to get into all aspects of it. I want to talk about true to life, real stories that have happened to people. And I feel like it's time to expand. And I think what I need help with from you guys is approval. Um, I want to hear your feedback on whether you'd like to see me go through with taking it a little bit out of Asia. Of course, I would still have Asian stuff in there. I probably would still have the cornerstone on Asia. I'd probably have the most stuff come out of Asia of any horror review person, because I have, first pickings of it here. I want to get into some horror manga too. There's a lot of not gone over that. There's some great horror manga. And I need your approval for that to say, yes, Scott, go international with it. And then also I'd like to maybe get a new title there for it as well. Um, like I said, it's not ending Osoroshii Saturday. It's a rebirth of it if I do this. But I feel at the same time I would need to give it, because another thing I've kind of noticed about the Osoroshii Saturday thing is I'm getting into kind of the YouTube culture of the people who make these scary Reddit videos, and I'm starting to meet them, and they're very nice, very helpful, giving my videos shout outs before I even ask them to. But at the same time, people who are finding are like, what the heck is an Osoroshi? Like, it makes no sense. It's not very marketable as a name. You guys probably understand it in a second because you're all very savvy with all things Japan, but as I'm trying to get picked up by more and more viewers and people watching YouTube, I've got to make my actual YouTube show more digestible. I got to make it more understood the second they see it. You get like about 6 seconds to try and capture a viewer. And if you don't do that, then, you've probably either chosen a bad title or a bad intro. So help me out there, guys. What do you think would be a good name for that show? I'd really like to hear your input on it. Even goofy names are welcomed, whatever you want to do. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. And again, I apologize for the lack of Osoroshii Saturday this last weekend. I have been, goddamn, so busy. I'm literally burning the candle at both ends and then putting a wick in the middle and lighting that as well. I've Things will calm down. Things will calm down soon. I've got Oban weekend coming up soon, so I'm gonna have a little bit of time to adjust, catch up on some sleep, as you can tell I probably need. But until then, I'm gonna do my best to get out a show this Saturday as well, and make sure you guys are caught up on Osoroshii. But maybe we can make it that new show, the new international one. You guys are gonna help me think of a title for, right? Until next time, I'm Unrested. If you like what you saw here today, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I look forward to your comments, suggestions, and even constructive criticism on Osoroshii Saturday. Thank you so much.